How's it? Today is Saturday, April 12th. I am back at it again for the Russian squat routine. Today is week 2, day 3, and it is getting really hard very quickly. Here is what I did today: 6 sets of 5 at 80%, which is 148 kilos. Relative intensity is 91.4% of my absolute best. And here's my color-coded chart, so I know what to feel when the day comes up. And yeah, I don't need to look at the numbers per se. I just know that we are getting into it. I like the way that the Russian squat routine is set up. So you have a day where it is that sort of, what is it? Like 84% relative intensity. And then you have a day that's significantly harder, and then you go back to that same 6 sets of 2 at 84% relative intensity. And then it gets harder the next time you squat, and then you go back. So it's like a little alternating, like I don't know if you could call that undulating periodization, but it makes it like a little bit easier to parse through, because I'm not just pushing hard all the time. Like every time I squat, I'm not just increasing the weight or the amount of reps or what have you. I'm just going a little bit harder every other time. And today was by far the hardest I've had to do. And yeah, I was a little nervous. I've been pretty nervous about these squats since Thursday, but yeah, I don't know. I woke up this morning at like 4 or something because I was just experiencing some amount of anxiety about whether or not I'll be able to make the lifts today. And like, I don't say that lightly. I know what it's like to feel the pressure to perform and stuff like that. Here's my first set at 6 sets of 5. And I know what it's like to feel that pressure, and usually I don't really think it affects me too much, but I've been thinking about this so much, and I've been wanting to perform well every time I lift so many times that when I go to sleep the night before, I'm like, oh, did I eat enough today? Am I sleeping early enough? Am I gonna be able to wake up in time? Am I gonna feel like a bag of bricks tomorrow? Like, am I gonna be in trouble with the intensity that I'm lifting for tomorrow? And that's how I felt on Thursday. I woke up way before my alarm as well on Thursday. Same thing happened this morning. And I don't know. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. Like today, the first set was, I guess once I get the first set done, it's like, okay, as long as I have enough rest, I almost fell back on that 4th rep. As long as I have enough rest, then I'm gonna be able to do all of them. And for a portion of today's session, my only thought was, okay, just 5. All you gotta do is just 5, which is pretty comical because 5 is a lot. 5 is like reaching on the territory of like being high volume, especially if you do multiple sets of 5. But it's not too much in comparison to what I was doing at 3 sets of 10 before this. I mean, I did granted only go up to 140, and so today I did 148 for the same amount of reps split across twice the amount of sets. And I feel like giving my body the opportunity to push and practice more at 148 is what is giving me the confidence to push the reps on these, and I think it is extremely invaluable. This is my best set by a large margin. I think when I was looking at this set, I basically set my hips back a little bit and then tried to basically extend my mid back. That sounds really strange, but like right around where my belt is, that's a little bit like my lower back. So like right above the belt, I guess I should say, is where I'm trying my best to maintain rigidity. And I yeah, look at that. The first couple reps are the reason why I think that set was the best. I think I handled those reps the best out of any of these. Out of all 30 reps, I think those first 2 were probably the best that I did for the entirety of today. These are a little bit more rushed than the set before. But yeah, I think kind of going back to what I was saying is that giving me the chance to practice at these reps is more or less building my confidence to ensure that I can actually push heavier weights moving forward, because every time I unrack this weight, even though I know I can do it, it still feels like a tremendous task that I'm about to undertake. And like, it's showing me, it's proving to myself that I can do what I want to do with regards to like strength and effort when I'm really, really trying, right? So I don't know. It took me maybe 45-ish, 50 minutes to finish this whole set, all my sets today, and I think that's probably better than it was last Thursday when I went for 6 threes. That was the day I went from 152 down to 148, and I did 6 threes from there, and then went back to 6 twos, and like the 6-2 days are it seems like such a nice break. On Thursday, I did them very quickly. Did them in like 20 minutes, 18 minutes, something like that. But yeah, 6 sets of 5. This is definitely a PR. I've never done 6 sets of 5 at any weight, literally ever. That seems like a weird rep range for me to be working in, so I don't ever practice it. I think I've done 5 5s before at 150. It might have been 153 or something like that, but I'm very proud of my 148 today. That's a for sure PR for 6 sets of 5, and it didn't feel like I was gonna die. Didn't feel like I was gonna die immediately. I think my sleep last night was really strange. Of course, I woke up in this morning really, really early. It's probably like 2 hours of sleep at that point, and it was just kind of worried about how today would have went. And then my neck was kind of giving me a lot of issues today at the gym, and I didn't really want to continue lifting after that. I didn't want to do these bench presses. I didn't want to do any of my accessory stuff afterwards, because my head was, from my neck area, was giving me a lot of like a pretty bad headache. But I was like, okay, I'm here, so I might as well just commit and make sure that I can do everything to the best of my ability, and I did. But yeah, I'm excited for the prospect of being able to squat 400 pounds. I'm not excited for the work that I'm about to put in, but at the same time, I know I'm not gonna stop. I know I'm very scared. I'm very anxious. I'm very nervous for all of these things, but I'm not gonna quit. I don't feel like there's a reason to quit. My back is feeling okay. My lower back has not been great, since October, but things have gotten better very quickly over, only about 5 months, which might sound like a long time, but relatively, I couldn't squat 5 months. In October, so it's like 6-7 months ago, 6.5 months, whatever. It's been a short amount of time, and I'm back to basically hitting big number PRs from me. Towards the end of this thing, I'm going to be hitting 185 for 2 sets of 2, which is crazy. I've never done 185 for a set of 1. I based off my whole thing based off of my 3 sets of 10, and it's projected me to be able to do 186 or something like that. So I just rounded down to 185, but the most I've ever back squatted is 405 pounds, which is about 184. So yeah, it's coming. That's it for today. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Shoots.